War. War never changes. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, I'm your host, Airsoft Al, and welcome, of course, to another Media Reviews video. Today we are taking a look at Wumbag's other, more popular story, arguably so, Rose Over a Shallow Grave, a RWBY Fallout New Vegas crossover, and this story is great. There is a soundtrack to it that I will, of course, be linking at the end of the video, in the end screen, in the end card, or end screen, or have it somewhere on this video right here. But what I will say is that this fanfiction is expansive, and something I actually am happy for. It not only follows the main Fallout New Vegas formula, but it also has two teams, Team RWBY and of course Team Juniper, who expand their own relationships and even grow as characters. RWBY being the wide-eyed, naive girl who has to learn to kill in order to survive in the wasteland. Weiss, the now business-savvy woman. Yang, someone who survived the sink. Blake, who becomes a tribal and learns that taking a life is not always worth it, and even learns a little bit of faith as well. And of course, Ren as a king. Jean, it's Jean. He has a service rifle, can't shoot, worth a flip, and of course, accidentally almost got shot himself at the Mojave Outpost. Pyrrha, who was at the Jacobstown Lodge, and actually, there's something in that story between her and John that I'm going to let you guys have fun with because I want you guys to go read this. And Nora, the Explosion Queens, who comes with the boomers.
I don't like where this is going.
And yes, she is the queen of explosions with the boomers.
No.
That is as scary a thought as you can think, and dear God. This story, as I stated before, is good. It not only follows all the DLCs in some order itself, it also shows a lot of the companions, the way they act, a lot of comedy in it. But the soundtrack is where this shines. And of course, the way that they interact with not only Mr. House, the NCR, the Legion, but even the legends they create. Ruby Rose herself in the story is so prolific as a marksman and as a sniper that the NCR adopts the Rose name as a form of the best sniper that you can be. And again, I love it because it would make sense. Weiss, once again, is the business-savvy woman and maybe or may not be in a relationship with Ruby Rose and may or may not be her wife, but, that's how it is. But like I said, the story itself is amazing. It's well written, it is done great, the soundtrack is on point, the lore is on point as well, and there are several spin-offs to this story, and even a reaction fanfiction by Crimson Weresloth, I think is the name of the guy. But the biggest thing, though, is that motherfucking ending.
Oh! Now you fucked up! Now you fucked up! Now you fucked up! You have fucked up now!
That ending to the story is when they get back and Ozpin, everyone asks, what happened? And the big thing about the story that everyone has not figured out yet, and I had to ask the author himself about why everything seemed like a flashback, is because the entire story after the first arc is a motherfucking flashback!
Excuse me, the fuck did you just say?
Yeah. Once the ending credits roll, it's all a big fucking flashback.
Bullshit! Bullshit!
And the ending itself is one big cock tease. Because not only, spoiler warning by the way going forward, not only is Jean and Pierre's children now babies again, but everything they've done up to that point has basically reversed their age. Weiss shot her father, by the way, with a laser pistol, and is even going to start her own corporation with all the technology, all the stuff they have learned and they know from the Mojave Wasteland and the pre-war era of technology. But that fucking ending basically gave us the biggest middle finger possible, basically saying, oh, I'm not going to make a sequel. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That is where we're wrong. Because WOMBAG, of course at gunpoint, because of course, the only way we could get that son of a bitch to make a sequel is at gunpoint. It's been a while since I've had the Deagle out. But the thing that really kind of upsets me a bit is the sequel, because it's not a sequel in the namesake of hoping that we get to see them in, say, I don't know, the Commonwealth, or even Boston, or hell, have it to where we see the children growing up, see Remnant being expanded upon, or even improved upon via the technology that they brought back. No, says WOMBAG, we're going to do a what if?
What the fuck?
Because of course, the biggest goddamn cop-out possible. Son of a bitch.
I couldn't make this shit up. I couldn't make this shit up if I tried. I'm sad that I lack the talent to make this shit up.
Now don't get me wrong, I love what ifs, and I can hope to God, or even Adam himself, one day that he does make a proper sequel, that we get to see the children grow up, that we get to see Remnant improve, the technology boon from the resource wars, or even them being able to find their way back to the wasteland of Earth, or anything of that nature. But no, says WOMBAG, we're gonna go to Fallout 76!
No! No! Does not compute! Does not compute! It does not compute!
Oh dear God.
You're like, well, what the fuck was the point in this then? What? Are you out of your mind?
So let me get this straight. Instead of continuing the story with, oh, I don't know, a freak accident with a teleporter, or even them trying to find their way back to the Mojave Wasteland, anything of that nature, and ending up in Boston, the Commonwealth. No. You decide to make a spiritual sequel, or you could have just said it was a fucking spinoff, or even or even done a what if. Now, you decide to do that and basically say, to hell with all of you, I'm going to make a Fallout 76 fanfiction.
Bullshit!
Now, don't get me wrong, I love Fallout 76. For the love of God, don't even think about it. I am armed to the teeth! And I like the lore, I like the idea of the lore behind Fallout 76, where the crew, of course, end up in Appalachia after the war, after the Great War, and they have to help rebuild society. That is a wonderful idea and a cool idea. I like it. I love it. I want to see where this goes. But instead, everything about this just pisses me off. Because instead of having an adventure with the children of the original Wastelanders, or even seeing how Remnant evolves, instead we have a Fallout 76 fanfiction and a what-if of a spiritual sequel. Now, before anyone, including WOMBAG himself, goes and says, oh, what about that actual Fallout 4 sequel to the story? It is in fucking Spanish.
English, motherfucker! Do you speak it?
Newsflash, I don't speak Spanish. And even if I try to use Google Translate, it's going to butcher the hell out of it, and I'm not going to do that. So unless someone can actually give me a English translated version of that sequel story, I'm not going to be able to understand a damn thing about it. Because how hard is it for someone to even fucking do that, for God's sakes? But I'm going to respect the author's wishes, even though I would like to put a 50 AE caliber round through his head out of my frustration. And I'm going to try and look at the story as a brand new idea, which I will. He is a wonderful writer. He knows what he's doing. He is, I mean, for God's sakes, his Gate story ended on a wonderful note, even though little Mewy did not get the cowboy hat and is not a cute, adorable little cowgirl with a little six-shooter and, of course, a lever-action gun. I'm still hoping for that, you son of a bitch. I will give him a chance and, of course, allow this person to give us something. Something that will be good. Something that will, of course, add up to something great. If not, well, I'm not going to be a happy camper, to say the least. I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be a happy camper. And when I'm not a happy camper, well, let's just say things don't end up very well for the other person. But that is my 2 cents on the matter. What I will say about the story as a whole is that it's a wonderful Fallout story. It's really good, and overall, you should check it out. And of course, rage to him in the comments section about his... Yeah, but either way, though. That's all, ladies and gentlemen, and I may cover the other sequels in the future. I may cover some that attempted to tell a story after Rose Over a Shallow Grave. But overall, ladies and gentlemen, it's still a good story. It's a well-written one. The soundtrack is good. Again, linked in the end screen or somewhere on the little eye. Again, it's one of those things. But, either way, though, thank you all so very much for watching. As always, I've been Airsoft Allen. If you want to come talk to Wombag himself, and of course, rage in the comments section, or rage to him in general, in the pinned comments down below is, of course, the Discord link, as well as the PayPal for you guys to come help out and support the channel. As always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Airsoft Al, and I will see all you lovely people in the next review. Till next time. Later.